G'day guys, welcome back to Spiller's Supercoach, and it's that depressing realisation that football is still another 5 months away and it's killing all of us. But luckily we have the draft to look forward to, which is one of my favourite times of the off-season. In today's video I'm going to be going through a high-end rookie pick option and the list for 2020. Now these are going to be players who are going to be very expensive. Obviously you won't be able to pick all of them, but just to give you guys a little bit of an insight of who there are, what are our options, and other sort of basic statistics of positions and all that. But yeah, no further ado, we're going to get stuck straight into the video. So first up on this list, I have Matthew Worrell. Now, Worrell is a midfielder. He's going to be number 1 draft pick, no doubt about it, and he's going to go to Gold Coast and play round 1. He's an absolute freak, 44 touches and 2 goals in the TIC Cup Grand Final for the Oakley Chargers, one of those goals being booted from the centre square. He's a consistent contributor and very rarely plays a good game, so I'm very keen to jump on him, potentially a great option and a bit of a Sam Welsh player of last year. So yeah, going to be very exciting to see him play. Next up on the list, I've got Noah Anderson, a teammate of Matthew Worrell. Now, Noah is a midfielder, a tall, winning midfielder who can play as a power forward and kick goals. He's also a running machine. The bloke completed a 2-kilometre time trial in just 6 minutes, which is just absolutely staggering. I mean, that is just about as elite as it gets. And yeah, he's going to be expensive, but potentially a good option. I mean, yeah, his athleticism is going to be second to none, and I just can't wait to see how well he plays. He averaged he averaged 30 touches and kicked 2 goals a game in the season this year for Oakley, and yeah, huge player and going to be an absolute gun. Next up on the list, I've got Tom Green. He's a midfielder. He's a contested ball-winning midfielder who has extremely high athleticism and most likely will get a game early. However, he is also a GWS academy player, and if he goes to them, it's probably unlikely he does get a game early. I mean, he's a pure midfielder and he's got to compete against Cully, Ward, Caniglio, Taranto, Hopper, other blokes that swing in there. So his job security is going to be pretty average if he goes to them. If he goes to anyone else, you can guarantee he gets a game round 1. He's a freak. He's so tall and strong. And yeah, exactly like Patrick Cripps. And if there's another Patrick Cripps in the competition, that's exciting and you're going to be wanting to jump all over him. Next up, we've got Sam Flanders, who is a midfielder. Now, Flanders is an explosively powerful midfielder around the ball. He goes inside and out. He's got a really, really huge finals standards, if that makes sense. I mean, he played really good footy in the finals. He steps up and he can kick big goals. He's a bit of a Toby Green style midfielder who can also go forward and kick his 2 goals a game and along with his 20 or 30 touches. So it might be a very interesting option. I don't really know much about him, but look, he's probably going to get a game early. Rumour has it that he's going to go to Adelaide, who are looking for a bit of a dash runner along the midfield. A little bit of, they lost all these players and they're looking for, some really, really good options. And I think he's their man. So, at this stage, looks like he's going to go to Adelaide, but you just never know. Next up is my favourite player of this year's draft. He's the first defender I'm going to touch on in this video, and that is Hayden Young. Now, Hayden Young is a smart halfback flanker who will most likely be pick 3 for Melbourne. Reason being is that they're going to be targeting a replacement defender for Michael Hibberd. So if he goes to them, he's going to have great job security. Most of you guys will know this, but Hayden Young is the player who did that gutsy kick against WA, playing for Vic Country in the thriller of a match that just broke the game open. Was actually pronounced as one of the most gutsiest kicks you'll ever see through the corridor. It's, could have absolutely backfired. It paid off, resulted in a goal, nearly won them the game. Unfortunately, they lost it with 15 seconds to go. But this bloke is an absolute, prospect of a player. His disposal efficiency is just A-grade material, and if he goes to the Ds, I think he's going to be already one of their best kicks. So one to really look at, and I'm going to consider picking him in the defence. Lachie Ash, another defender. This bloke's abilities are second to none with in his running. He had a 21.4 in the yo-yo test. Now, for those of you that don't know, the yo-yo test is like the beep test. I didn't actually know that, but 21.4 is just staggering. He should be a top 10 pick, and he's bound to get a game early. He's a very similar player to Lachie Whitfield, just a running dash halfback flanker who can also play on the wing and in the midfield. So, wherever he goes, he's going to get a game early, and it's more than likely that he's able to run out a full game of footy. Fisher McCasey, another defender. This bloke is a key position player who can take intercept marks. I think the Power are actually targeting him as potential replacement for that loss of Dougal Howard, which is going to hurt them. But if they can get McCasey, probably going to be a really good option to back that up. If he goes there, he's also going to have pretty good job security. He's going to be like the Marty Hoare of last year in that aspect. Just that, intercept marking, kicking off half-back, rebound 50s, all that sort of stuff. So, I think he could be a really good option, but we're just going to have to wait and see on that. Caleb Serong, my first forward that I'm going to go through. I'm pretty sure this bloke's a forward midfielder. We'll just have to wait and see on that. He co-captains Vic Country, and he's meant to be a really tough inside mid who can drift forward, and he loves to hit the scoreboard for goal. He's got great football smarts, and he's going to be a player to watch through next year. I'm not 100% sure if I start with him, but as I said, we're just going to have to wait and see on these players over the practice matches, and should be good. DEVON Robertson, he is a midfielder. This bloke captains WA and the All-Australian side, and he's a courageous inside ball getter. So Robertson, he is going to be like the Sam Welsh in terms of his leadership of next year. Just that really, really strong leader, which actually can make you play better footy if you're trying to set an example for your teammates. I think he could be a very good option. It's likely that he goes to Fremantle, who are, they're going to be trying to cover up the losses of Brad Hill and Ed Langdon. So, going to be looking for another midfielder, and he's probably their guy. Wherever he goes, he's going to be a very solid option. So, he's another player to really keep your eyes peeled on. Josh Worrell, he's a defender. He's a chop-off key defender, and he can read the play really well. He can also push forward and kick a few goals as like a centre-half forward sort of style. So, a bit of a utility player there, a bit like Justin Westhoff. Really smart player, and the ability to just sort of drift wherever makes his job security pretty good sort of wherever he goes. And, meant to be a really smart player. Played for Sandringham and just sort of floated wherever they needed him, predominantly in defence. But, it's just good to see a player that can just sort of go wherever. Will Gould, another defender, is a 100-plus kilo key defender who's very similar to Shannon Hearn in how he kicks, and a very similar player to Jeremy McGovern in how he marks, just that extremely gutsy intercept marking. He could be a very good option. He's very smart, just puts his body on the line week in, week out, which may result in some injuries. You just never know. But, this guy is a very, very good player and another one to look at. The last player I'm going to be touching on for this video is KYSAISH PICKETT. He's a forward player. Now, for those of you that don't know, KYSAISH is the nephew of Byron Pickett, who was obviously an absolute star. We know that. His highlights in the 2004 Grand Final were just staggering, and that Norm Smith medal winning performance. So, he's definitely got a very high ceiling with that last name. It's not likely he gets a game early. I'm not really sure where he gets picked either. It's all a bit fuzzy for me, but as a result, this guy is a freak. He can just take screamers. He's very, very similar to Liam Ryan, who's an absolute jet for the Eagles, and KYSAISH could be a very good option. Maybe a player to just have on your bench for now in the forward line, and have to wait and see what happens, because he's bound to get a game next year. So that's all I got for this video. Obviously, these options are very sort of high end, and they're going to be expensive. We know that, but at least until the draft is over, I might do a part 2 of the players that we're going to be able to target. That'll be a little bit cheaper. Maybe some sort of mid prices as well. I'll go through all that as the season or the off season progresses. But for now, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Plenty more to come for the draft and over the off season. And we'll see you guys in the next video.